Hello, people of YouTube. I just got back from school, and you know what time that means? It's scary story time, bitch. Okay, guys. Well, we're already here, so let's get into it, I guess. Let's start with my house rules, which it doesn't give me a author name, so I apologize. If I can find it, I will put it in the link of this video. Let's start though. My house rules. Always take off your shoes when you come in. They don't like dirt. 2. Always say hello. 3. When you enter the house, go straight to your room. 4. Lock your doors. 5. If you leave your room, go straight to where you need to go. Do not stop walking. 6. Walk with your head up. 7. Never block your vision. 8. If you hear laughing, ignore it. It isn't there. 9. If you turn on the light, do not turn it back off. They will take care of it. 10. Do not turn off the music. One guest in particular does not like the quiet. 11. Do not look into the empty rooms. 12. When you get back to your room, lock the door again immediately. 13. Get your feet off the floor as fast as possible. 14. If you hear someone calling your name, do not move. 15. If the sun is down, never look out your bedroom window. 16. Don't check the closets, under the bed, or the showers. They like privacy. 17. At 3 a.m., things will start to happen. Do not answer your door. You will hear tapping on your window. When you do close your eyes, do not open your eyes. 18. Make sure you go to sleep by 3:12 a.m. And 19. Don't forget you live alone. The next one we have right now is Guardians by Dark Alligator from Reddit. Let's start. He awoke to a huge insect-like creature looming over his bed and screamed his lungs out. They hastily left the room, and he stayed up all night, shaking and wondering if it had been a dream. The next morning, there was a tap at the door. Gathering his courage, he opened it to see one of the place a plate filled with fried breakfast on the floor, then retreat to a safe distance. Bewildered, he accepted the gift. The creatures chittered excitedly. This happened every day for weeks. At first, he was worried they were fattening him up, but after a particularly greasy breakfast left him clutching his chest from heartburn, they were replaced with fresh fruit. As well as cooking, they poured hot, steamy baths for him and even tucked him in when he went to bed. It was bizarre. One night, he awoke to gunshots and screaming. He raced downstairs to find a decapitated burglar being devoured by the insects. He was sickened, but disposed of the remains as best as he could. He knew they had just been protecting him. One morning, the creatures wouldn't let him leave his room. He laid down, confused but trusting as they ushered him back into the bed. Whatever their motives, they weren't going to hurt him. Hours later, a burning pain spread out throughout his body. It felt like his stomach was filled with razor wire. The insects chittered as he spasmed and moaned. It was only when he felt a terrible squirming beneath his skin that he realized the insects hadn't been protecting him. They had been protecting their young. Bitch! The fuck? Oh my god! Oh. Okay, guys. The next one we have is Seeing Red, The First Day of School by Zenri Hao, on Reddit as well. Let's get into it. Vlogger. Ooh. Okay. Everybody loves the first day of school, right? New year, new classes, new friends. It's a day full of potential and hope before all the dreary depressions of reality show up to ruin all the fun. I like the first day of school for a different reason, though. You see, I have a sort of power. When I look at people, I can sense a sort of aura around them. A colored outline based on how long that person has to live. Most everyone I meet around my age is surrounded by a solid green hue, which means they have plenty of time left. A fair amount of them have yellowish orange tinges to their aura, which means a car crash or some other tragedy. Anything that takes people before their time, as they say. Anything that takes people before their time, as they say. The real fun is when the auras venture into the red end of the spectrum, though. Every now and again, I'll see someone who's basically a walking stoplight. Those are the ones that get murdered or kill themselves. It's always a rush to see them, and I know their time is numbered. With that in mind, I always get to class very early so I could scout out my classmates' fates. The first kid who walked in was basically radiating red. I chuckled to myself. Too damn bad, bro. But as people kept walking in, they all had the same intense glow. I finally caught a glimpse of my rose-tinted reflection in the window, but I was too stunned to move. Our professor stepped in and locked the door. His aura, a sickening shade of green. Okay, so for the next one is Hands by Minboy. Again, all on Reddit. I will be just saying bleep for certain words because I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't or don't say them, so I'm just gonna be careful. Yeah, you can fill in the blanks. Okay. The doctor pulled the stethoscope ear tips out and hung the device around his neck. Mr. Weatherby, all your tests have come back negative, and my examination shows nothing abnormal. Adam knew what was coming next. I'm not crazy, doctor. I'm sorry, but there are no physical reasons why you occasionally lose control of your hands. A psychologist can help. I don't need therapy. I need answers. They seem to have a life all on their own. I can't hold a job. I'm under investigation for assault. I almost killed my neighbor. This can't go on. I'll try anything at this point. After 2 weeks on a new medication, Adam saw no progress and grew increasingly depressed. He was convinced that, despite what the doctor said, it was not a psychological problem. That night, a frustrated and angry Adam sat in a chair and drank bourbon. Drunk and hopeless, he stumbled to the garage and stared at the table saw, then slowly lowered his wrist towards the blank. Detective Armstrong entered the garage where several uniformed officers stood over the blood-soaked body. So, what do we got? He asked, taking in the blood-splattered scene. This is a weird one, Detective. How so? Take a look at the body. He apparently chopped off his hands with the table saw and bled to death. Armstrong knelt down. And we can't find his hands anywhere. Alright. Next is The Enemy by AG_plus. I flung myself through the door and vaulted the toppled, long-dead refrigerator that served as an ineffective barricade in front of me. My legs propelled me through the room into a small hallway on the other side. I couldn't stop to eat the expired contents of the fridge, appealing to me despite their stench after several days without food. The shrieks of pain and cries for mercy around me spurred my body onwards and filled me with an unexpected energy in spite of my hunger. We were at war. I came to a halt in front of a small bathroom. A noise, something behind the shower curtain. My fear heightened as the images of the enemy flooded my mind. Merciless beasts wearing human skin, devouring indiscriminately, accepting no pleas and respecting no argument. Zombies. It had become as we expected, with a virus. The original infected were just almost a cliche. There was no humanity left in them, just mindless rage, twisted bodies, and some primal urge to consume others. Our generation had prepared, with almost obsessive focus, for this monster. The first wave was eradicated with almost laughable ease. We were not prepared for adaptation, and we were not prepared for the creature we bred by destroying the instantly recognizable zombie. The creature with more tact. Most of the first zombies were killed at close range, you understand, since longer range attacks were less likely to be fatal. We had to train ourselves, even before the outbreak, to equate infection with death when it came to zombies. A person died when their eyes clouded over and they started biting, not when you put a bullet in their head. The new strain of the virus still controlled the body, yes, but it left other facilities to the host. Maybe you could pull a trigger on a hopelessly crazed caricature of your best friend, your spouse, your child. But what if there was still a soul behind those eyes? Even if they attacked, they sobbed and screamed in their own voice. All the virus needed was a moment's hesitation. I bet you'd hesitate. I did. Which is why I could only watch as my arms wrenched back the shower curtain and my hands reached for the cowering child. Why I could only beg for forgiveness before the virus used my mouth to tear ragged from the body. Why I couldn't even blink as my dissipated with a now sickeningly familiar taste of human flesh. You're at war, and I am the enemy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Kind of different from my normal, but, you know, I just thought, why not in the spooky spirit?